Welcome to Why I Knit. My name is Rachel and I'm your host. All the show notes can be found at whyiknit.com. Find me on Ravelry as Yarn Talk, Twitter and Instagram as Why I Knit. Don't forget we have a Facebook group, a Ravelry group, and we are also now on iTunes. It is Saturday, August 29th, 2015, and this is episode number 35. If you are a new viewer, welcome to the show, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. So, hi everyone. This week's been kind of interesting. The first half of the week went very slow, and the second half of the week went very fast. That being said, I actually have a few things to show you today. So, I'm going to get right into on the needles, and I'm going to start out with the table runner. You saw a little sneak peek of it. Let me just fix one of the strands of yarn. So here it is. It looks like that I didn't get a lot done, but I actually did. I did another cross on it, and it's about, I'm going to say it's about now a third done. I know, I really need to get the ball rolling on this even more. But my plan is to really work on this. Next week, if you didn't hear me say, because I said it into my arm by an accident. But yeah, that is, if I can get this straight. But yeah, it's like that. So yeah, I didn't get as much as I wanted to, which I've been saying quite a bit lately. But yeah, I got something done, which is better than it has been the past month or so, I would say. But yeah, really, as usual, really pleased with how that's going to go out. And hopefully next week I will have a little bit more to show you on that. The socks, no progress, but that is because the table runner took priority. I do have a new project this week. It is not what I planned to actually work on, though, but that's okay. I started a new bag. Yes, the obsession with the bags continue. If I can get this settled correctly. Ta-da! I'm actually in the middle of a section, that's why it looks a little crazy. This is going to have a cable in it, but it's only going to be on one side. The needles are 8. I went to Joann's this week on Wednesday, and the only things I bought there were was the yarn and the needles. These are 8 needles, and the yarn, it's the Kason 1-pounder, so there's a lot of yardage in here, and it is in the colorway Ocean. So again, here it's, let me flip it so that you can see. Yeah, it's a Kason 1-pound. In the yardage, it's of course 100% acrylic. And if you're just curious, approximately the yardage, it's approximately 742 meters, which is 812 yards, and there's 453.6 grams or 16 ounces, which is 1 pound. So it's a big boy, but this is the only skein I'm going to use for it. This could be like a little pouch bag kind of for my sister. She doesn't know about yet though. And she won't know about it probably for a couple of days or so. But I also bought her a pen because I kind of got on her bad side this week, but it happens. Stuff. Which means also, though, no no work on the tree bag. But again, Table Runner took priority. So this week I'm going to be rotating between 5 projects because I'm also going to be starting my mom's bag, and this is going to be a new section. It's going to be sort of under on the needles, but sort of like right after it. It's going to be called Not Started, but Ready to Go. And I just have one for this week, and that is my mom's bag. And so what my plan is when I do my planner tomorrow, or today by the time you see this, I am going to, like, one day is going to be Table Runner and socks. Another day is going to be like my mom's bag and the tree bag. Another day is going to be like socks and new bag, stuff like that. So I think that's going to work this week, and I will let you know on next week's episode how that goes. So that's going to help with what I'm going to be working on this week. And I will talk about that, though, video-wise, later on in the show. Now to things that possibly kids are dreading, but parents are very excited about. I mean, there are kids out there who love school. And I kind of love-hate relationship with school. I got decent grades when I was in school. But on Monday, our local school district goes back to school. I know this even though neither myself or Miriam are in the school system anymore, because one of our neighbors that we're friendly with, there are 3 kids. One goes back on Monday, and the other 2 go back on Tuesday. They have a 4th child, but she left for college a couple weeks ago. Our school system, how it goes is that K-6 and then the 9th graders go in on Monday, because it's basically like a new school for what is new school for the 6th and 9th graders. Although I think, well, yeah. And then the 7th, 8th, and 10th through 12th come in the next day. But when I was in the school district, it was like K-9 went the first day, and then 10 to 12 went the second day. But yeah, I have actually 4 patterns. I have all the links in the show notes, so I'm just gonna I'm not even really gonna talk about them. I'm just gonna mention them. One is a paid, one is from a book, and the other 2 are free. 2 are knit, 2 are crocheted, so that you get that nice mix. And I thought they all looked cute, and one of them actually looked very interesting as well. So I thought I would share them. These are all Ravelry links, by the way. The first one is the Back to School pencil case by Rachel Choi. This is a crochet pattern, and it is for free. The next one is the Back to School pencil toppers, And this is by Pure Craft, and this is a paid crochet pattern, and I think it's in pounds. I just want to double check on that because I wanted to save the price. So I'm gonna do a quick research on that. I don't know why I did that. I could just do that. Yes, it's in pounds, but it gives the US dollar price. So it's 250 GBP, which I guess is great. It's British pound sterling. I think that's what it's called. But it says about $3.95 US. So it's relatively cheap pattern. Looks very cute. The other two patterns are both knit patterns. First one is the Back to School book bag by Melanie Smith, and this is the free pattern. And the next one is the knitted book cover by Marlene Deschamps, or Deschamps. And this is from the book 101 Designer One Skein Wonders, edited by Judith Duran. And this is an Amazon link. It is $9.99 for the Kindle, and it is $13.27 for the paperback version from Amazon US. So you'll have to check like the Canadian, the British, Japanese, or depending on where you live, Australian, for the prices there. But again, I don't think it changes. What might change? Well, the Kindle price will change. Probably depending on your currency. But again, $9.99 for the Kindle and $13.27 for the paperback. I might actually buy this book. Even though it was published in 2007. I still might buy it anyway. But yeah, that's just a sampling. I will have a link to other school related patterns in the show notes. So let me just write that down because I'm adding that to the show notes for now, since I didn't originally have that written down. Okay. Now, this week is the introduction to the much anticipated Ravelry 101 series. And this week I'm just going to go over how to create an account. I'm also going to show you a little bit of the website as a whole. I don't think I've recorded that much. I know I showed you my messages, because I did have a message about something. It was about actually the giveaway, but I don't show you the message. I'll mention that in the video. But I just popped onto it, and I really didn't want to re-record, so I apologize. You saw my message area, but it's not a big deal. Hopefully. But I hope you enjoy it. I think I'm going to do these Ravelry 101 series videos every other week, but I will think about that for the future. But for now, here is the Ravelry 101 series. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own username and account. Well, account and username. It's actually the same thing, but you get the point. For Ravelry. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Ravelry, it's basically the social media hotspot for knitters and crocheters. And this is what you get when you first see the website, whether you're logged off or you're a new visitor. This is the Ravelry logo, and of course it says Ravelry, Ravelry, and then this little picture over here. Now, I logged out just to show you this. When you want to join, you hit join now, and it's going to bring you to here. Now, I've already set this up, but what you're going to need is you're going to need to get a sign up link. And you'll need a valid email address to do that. So for this purpose, I'm just going to put in Rachel likes wool at gmail.com. This is not my the real email I used for what I'm going to show you next. And then this is a picture. I guess it was taken at Rhinebeck, 2015. And then you hit email me a sign up link. I'm not going to do that because I already showed that. I already did that portion actually. Once you activate it, basically, you'll get this. So you'll pick a username, choose a password, and confirm your password. So, again, I'm not going to really create a name, but I'm going to say why I knit Rachel. Because, as you can see, it said that why I knit was taken. I could also choose Rachel and Molly, because Molly's my dog's name or something. And then a password. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to even tell you, but if you have a Mac, you can save your password and stuff like that. So, pick a username, choose a password, and then you confirm the password. And then I don't remember if you have to confirm it via email. Because it's been a long time since I created my account. So I'm going to just go to sign in, and my information was already saved. So my screen name and then my password, and I'll tell you what that is. And now I'm going to hit remember me. And what remember me means is that it will automatically bring me to, hold on, that's not where I wanted to go. Well, automatically bring me to this page, anytime I, go into Ravelry. Now, there might be times where it might sign me out, and that's very easy. I'll just sign back in and hit remember me. It's a very easy tip if you're on a computer where you're not sharing it with people, like your private computer. Don't do this on public computers, because then people get into your accounts and really mess it up. So you really need to be careful. Now, I have a message that I need to look at. I'm not going to share that with you. But I'll just show you the message page quickly. But, let's see. Basically, these are all my messages that I really need to delete anyway. But yeah, but going back, there's the, my notebook, patterns, yarns, people. Now, forums and groups, and I'll mention this on my next video as well, are basically the same thing. Forums are just the forums directly. As you can see, I got a lot of them. And then the groups are the direct links to the forums. Now, I'm a member of 162 groups. And then the final ones are question mark, I think, is just like Ravelry 101, which is the name of my series as well. And C, AQs, commonly asked questions, getting started, advertisers, designers, yarnies, which are under here, and yarn shops, which I think are also here. And I think this is like to like a mini marketplace for like if you have ads and stuff, and then patterns. But yeah, over the next couple of months, I will go through Ravelry. So I hope you enjoy it. So as I said before, the next Ravelry 101 series will probably be not next episode, but the following one. I'm not sure how many videos the series is going to have. It's probably going to have maybe 3 more after the next one. I kind of want to keep it a little bit of a shorter series. But if you want to see more videos, let me know down the road for Ravelry. Show news. There are going to be some photos at the end of this week's episode because this is the final episode of August. This is from the Show Your Projects thread that I talked about last week. The September thread will be going up on September 1st, which is on Tuesday. I'm going to have the planner update next week. And the feedback about the podcast being on iTunes has been great. So I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. If you want to leave a rating, please do. That will be fine as well. I'm not going to be like that kind of nerd who doesn't like negative feedback. But I know there are people out there who will leave some negative feedback. Do you guys want to see the extra videos that I've been putting up onto YouTube on iTunes, or should they stay YouTube exclusive? I have a link to this week's episode thread on the which is currently on the Ravelry board, of course. And I just want to see what your feelings are about it. Let me know, and I will think about it. Right now, I'm leaning towards keeping it a YouTube exclusive because that's where it was started and stuff like that. But I already talked about what's going to happen about episodes and stuff like that. And yeah. Sheep of the Month and On the Hook will be returning sometime in September. Probably not next week, definitely, but maybe the week after. I'm not 1,000% sure about that. I might put the Ravelry 101 series video first and then do another video for Sheep of the Month, or just do Sheep of the Month within my regular segment. I haven't decided what to do yet on that. If you saw that I put a video up yesterday talking about the mini diary, yes, I'm going to be doing the mini diary this week. That video, the completion of it, will be going up on Friday, and then you'll actually be seeing what I work on Friday and Saturday on next Sunday's episode and stuff. So my plan is to record Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Edit all those together, put it in extra video to put up on Friday. The mini diaries are not going to go up onto iTunes. I've made that decision. They will remain a YouTube exclusive. So if you want to see the mini diaries in the future, after this week. You'll have to go to YouTube to see them. The season 2 finale is tentatively scheduled for September 20th, which means that will be actually recorded September 19th. Even during the 1 week hiatus, I will be posting episodes that have not been uploaded to the podcast host. So they will be a bunch of videos will be appearing on iTunes or like your podcatcher of choice that week. So just don't get afraid. For some reason, I can't adjust the dates, so it's gonna say like September, even though the episodes that are gonna be posted came out way before September. So yeah. I just thought I would give everyone a little bit of a warning because we are up to episode 13 in this season. So next week, 36 will be 14, 37 will be 15, and so it'll be tentatively, it will be episode 38. Then I will take a 1 week hiatus and then come back with the first episode of season 3, which would be episode 39. Don't expect too many changes between seasons 2 and 3. You might see maybe a few changes. But I think I'm going to be sticking for at least for season 3. This might change again down the road to the Saturday recording, Sunday uploading, because I think it's been working a lot better than me. A lot better for me, than I should say, than recording Saturday and uploading Saturday. There might be times where I record Sunday and upload Monday, but I don't really like doing that. With my upcoming trip in October, that might be one of those times. The cruise will probably, what I'll probably do is I'll take like a winter break. Those 2 weeks that I'm gone, but I haven't fully decided on that yet. So stay tuned for more info about the season finale and stuff in a few weeks. I'm actually also starting to make plans for the podcast anniversary, which will be in November. Because you never know, it's going to be here before you know it. And this year has gone so fast. And it's just crazy. And also, if anyone's interested in me hosting a retreat in 2016, it will probably be the later part of 2016 or even the early part of 2017. Leave a comment in this episode thread. I have not even started thinking about it. I've started thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for a while. But what I mean is I haven't even started planning it because I want to see what the interest level is. If I decide to have a retreat, it will either be it won't be at my house. I know that for a fact. It will probably be either in Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, or Connecticut. But again, no decision has been made yet, and I will let everyone know down the road. So that is it for show news for this week. Life news is going to be very heavy. Honestly, my hearts go out to the CBS station in Roanoke, Virginia, after the tragedy on Wednesday with what happened to two of their reporters. What happened? From what I hear, the third victim is doing pretty well. So that's good news. I'm not going to get into the details because it's been all over the news in the US, I'm sure. And probably worldwide because what happened was a tragedy. But yeah. The weather this week has actually been very nice. I think that's why I've been able to do a lot of knitting, which is very good. But unfortunately, that weather is going to turn ugly again. I think we're going to have another heat wave. We actually been really good about heat waves, though. I mean, it's been warm, which is good. But I can't do the hot humidity. I can do the heat. I can't do the humidity. It's no. No, 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 no. But I just, I can't. And the last thing I have for this week is my Hurricane Katrina story. I kind of teased this last week. I apologize. I said just that a little bit. So before I really get into my Hurricane Katrina story, which is actually not going to be as long as you think, I just need to give a little bit of background information of why I have a Hurricane Katrina story. My aunt, who married my uncle a few years before my parents got married, she actually happens to be from the Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey area. She's from New Jersey. She and my uncle lived in Philadelphia for a few years, and they have two sons. One son is 2 years younger than me, and then the other son is almost 6 years younger than me. He's a few months younger than Miriam. My aunt got a job at a well-known hospital. Well, I don't know if it was actually well-known, but it's associated with a college. That's pretty well-known in that area. And because she's an oncologist, so she got a job down there. My uncle was working in VA hospitals, so he was able to get, I believe, a transfer to the VA hospital in New Orleans. So my cousins have spent most of their lives in New Orleans. In the early 2000s, I'm going to say 2001, 2002, my grandma and grandpa were really starting to get old. And with my mom being in Delaware and her brother being in New Orleans, they decided to sell the home that my mom and uncle grew up in. And they sold it. And they moved to New Orleans because by this time, actually it wasn't 2002. Wait, maybe it was 99, 2000, probably. But they sold their home, as I said, and they moved to New Orleans. By this time, my grandpa couldn't go up or downstairs, so they bought a ranch house basically in the same development as my aunt and uncle, but they lived in like their own separate section. So I'm gonna call my aunt and uncle section A, and they lived in section B. So we going down there when I'm 12, hanging out with them, realize we have like nothing in common. And then they come up for my my bat mitzvah the next year. So we hang out there, seem to get better a little bit. And then 2 years later, this is before Hurricane Katrina, I should say, we go down for my older cousin's bar mitzvah. Had a good time there. Even though it cost me my driver's license. Not really his fault though. I was like taking driver's ed because in Delaware you have to take it in school if you are driving. Well, when you're in high school, I should say. And I had was going to be missing too many days to really pass, of course. And I had to get glasses anyway, so it wasn't like I could drive until I got glasses. So, yeah, I will admit that it is a little bit of my excuse for not driving today, but I'm going to be working hard to try to get that fixed over the next couple of weeks. But getting back to the subject. So yeah, we go back to New Orleans for his bar mitzvah, and then that was the last time I was in New Orleans before Hurricane Katrina. About 2006 rolls around. I'm sorry, 2005 rolls around. Because I have to go back a year for the 2006. But 2005 rolls around. In March of that year, my grandpa died. It was pretty sudden. He, I think, had declined pretty quickly. So thankfully, my mom was able to go down, say her goodbyes, and then I think about like a week after she got back, he passed away. So that was in March. So now we have to go back to go forward to August. I'm starting my senior year of high school, having fun. I was captain, one of the captains, I should say, of my marching band that year. And then Katrina rolls around. Honestly, I don't have a lot of memories of Katrina really, like, when she formed and was starting her destruction. And yes, I called the hurricane she instead of it. That's just how I am. I put female and male pronouns to anything that's named. But yeah. So yeah, I think for a little bit though, after the levees broke, my grandma, aunt, and cousins were living in the Superdome, as was my uncle, but my uncle was working at this point, I believe. I think he was like one of the doctors they asked to help out, because because he was more of a generalist, and my aunt, of course, being in oncology, I don't think there was there was much that she could really do. But there was about, I think for like a week and a half, my mom couldn't get in touch with her mom. So she was really freaking out, and she called the Red Cross to see if they would help. And so I think they started trying to look for her and stuff like that. And then finally, my grandma had called my mom saying that she's okay. My aunt was okay. My cousins were okay. My uncle was okay. I think what basically happened was they were flown out by helicopter. I don't know where they went. I don't know if they went to. I don't think they went to Houston. I think they went straight to PA. But yeah, and then I think like a day or so afterwards, the Red Cross actually called, and I had answered the phone. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, we we found them. They're okay. So I thanked them, and that was it. So my aunt, my cousins, my grandma ended up in PA. My aunt had a brother who had a large enough house, I think, to house all of them until they can find a place on their own, because the oncology department at the children's hospital my aunt was working with was gone. Um, so they decided to stay in the area. My mom was able to get my grandma a place at like a senior center, senior senior citizen center slash nursing home. Like, it was an independent living, but they also had a nursing home. And actually, her 2-year anniversary of her death is coming up. Oh boy, very soon, like in about a couple weeks. She will have passed away for 2 years ago on September 13th. And that kind of freaked her out a little bit, or she would get freaked out. But yeah. My uncle died. Thankfully, he didn't die in New Orleans. He eventually made his way up to Pennsylvania. But I think he died. Yeah, he died the year after my dad did. So he died in 2010. Because I remember, the day of his funeral, Miriam and I had a walk to, at the time, her high school, which was my alma mater. Because I had to go to work, she had to go to band camp, and I think my aunt was okay that we didn't go, because her 2 kids didn't go to my dad's funeral. So I don't think my grandma was too thrilled, but whatever. But I think she basically, what my mom's excuse was, is that Miriam really had to go to, wanted to come or something, but she had to go to band camp. Rachel had to go to work, so yeah. My boss was gonna let me go, because I love my boss, but yeah. But yeah, that was my Hurricane Katrina story. It wasn't really the most dramatic. But I'm sending my prayers out to those who are still affected, because New Orleans is still trying to rebuild from that. But yeah. Though, let's see. The last time I was in New Orleans was my freshman year of high school. Not high school, college. Duh. Just that I was a sophomore. Um, which was the last time. I'm sorry. Yeah, the last time before Katrina, I was in New Orleans. I was a freshman in college. My younger cousin had basically demanded that he have his bar mitzvah in New Orleans. His was not that good, but it happens. But yes, I promise you that next week will probably be a lot more happier, not as moody. Um, Ravelry, Twitter, Instagram. You'll probably see a lot on Instagram this week, hopefully. I'm gonna really try to get my butt moving on that. Also check Facebook, because I'm gonna start posting on there a lot more. But yeah, thank you for hanging in with me this week, and I hope to see you on Friday for the mini diary. And then I will see you next Sunday, because even though I record these on Saturday, they won't be uploaded, of course, until Sunday. For episode 36. So happy knitting, spinning, weaving. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.